5 ways Earth would change if our moon were destroyed. For nearly the entire 4.5 billion year history of our solar system, the Earth hasn't been alone while we revolve around the Sun. Our giant lunar companion is large and more massive than any other moon when compared to the planet it orbits. When it's in its full phase, it brightly illuminates the night, and the moon has been linked throughout history to phenomena such as insanity or lunacy, animal behavior, howling at the night, farming a harvest moon, and even women's menstrual cycles. While those links don't stand up to scientific scrutiny, there are many ways the moon actually does affect the Earth. Destroying it would be a catastrophe, but would also change our world forever in some incredibly interesting ways. Destroying the moon would send debris to Earth, but it might not be life-exterminating. Imagine a weapon so deadly. It could gravitationally unbind the moon, blowing it apart. It would take a medium-sized asteroid's worth of antimatter to do it, about a kilometer in diameter, and the debris would spread out in all directions. If the blast were weak enough, the debris would reform into one or more new moons. If it were too strong, there would be nothing left of just the right magnitude, and it would create a ringed system around Earth. Those lunar fragments would deorbit thanks to Earth's atmosphere, creating a series of impacts. But these impacts wouldn't be as destructive as the asteroids or comets were so afraid of today, even though chunks of moon would be massive, dense, and even potentially larger than the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. They would have a lot less energy. Asteroids or comets striking Earth move at 20, 50, or even over 100 kilometers per second. But lunar debris would be moving at a mere 8 kilometers per second and would strike only a glancing blow with our atmosphere. The debris striking Earth would still be destructive, but would impact our world with less than 1% the total energy of a comparably sized asteroid. If the chunks hitting us were small enough, humanity could easily survive. The night sky would be naturally much brighter. Once the moon and all its remnants were gone, the second brightest object from Earth's sky would be completely gone, while the sun is naturally 400,000 times brighter than even the full perigee moon. The full moon is again 1400 times brighter than the next brightest object in the sky, Venus. Without a moon, there would be no natural impediments to pristine, dark skies every night of the year. Eclipses would be no more, whether you're talking solar eclipses, partial, total, or annular, or lunar eclipses, where Earth's natural satellite passes into our shadow. We would no longer have eclipses of any type. Eclipses require 3 objects to be aligned: the Sun, a planet, and the planet's moon. When the moon passes between the Sun and the planet, a shadow can be cast on the planet's surface. That is total eclipse. The moon can transit across the Sun's surface, that's meaning annular eclipse. Or it can obscure just a fraction of the Sun's light, that's meaning partial eclipse. But without a moon at all, none of this could occur. Our only natural satellite would never pass into Earth's shadow if it didn't exist, putting an end to eclipses. The length of a day would remain constant. You might not think about it much, but the moon exerts a tiny frictional force on the spinning Earth, causing our rotation rate to slow down over time. We might only lose a second here or there over many centuries, but it adds up over time. Our 24-hour day was only 22 hours back when dinosaurs roamed the Earth. and was under 10 hours a few billion years ago. In another 4 million years, we won't need leap days any longer in our calendar, as the rotation rate slows and the length of a day continues to get longer. But without a moon, all that would cease. It would be 24-hour days every single day to come, until the sun itself ran out of fuel and died. Our tides would be tiny. High tide and low tide presents an interesting, vast difference for those of us who live near the coast, particularly if we're in a bay, sound inlet, or other area where water pools. Our tides on Earth are primarily due to the moon, with the sun contributing only a small fraction of the tides we see today. During full moons and new moons, when the sun, earth, and moon are aligned, we have spring tides, the largest differences between high and low tide possible. When they are at right angles, during a half moon, we have nip tides, the smallest such differences. Spring tides are twice as large as nip tides, but without our moon, the tides would always be the same paltry size, and only a quarter as big as today's spring tides. Leave your comments and don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel.